The Ringside Reports are back because WWE 2K just quietly dropped the first ever Ringside Report for WWE 2K25, which talks about the following: intergender matches, chain wrestling, submission minigame, barricade interaction, ladder match updates, new third-person camera, and AI setting for movesets. Now we're going to be talking about this in just a second, but first, make sure you guys go ahead and hit that like button for me. Also subscribe to the channel as well if you are new, because remember, we will be doing a giveaway on this game and I will be announcing the winner on March 5th. All you have to do is subscribe to the channel and follow me on X, because that is where I will be announcing the winner of the giveaway. But with that all being said, let's go ahead and dive right into this first ever Ringside Report. So as you guys can see, we're going to start off with intergender matches, and it says, fans have been clamoring for it for years, and we're ecstatic to finally bring intergender matches this year for the first time in WWE 2K franchise history. The ability to match up WWE superstars and legends for both men's and women's divisions opened up a lot of opportunities within the game, whether you're taking on friends in local or online play or expanding your creative ideals and universe. The possibilities are exciting with the support in various areas of the game. Want to pit the Night Wonder of World China against Latino Heat Eddie Guerrero? Or how about revisiting Nia Jax entering the Men's Royal Rumble? It's all possible in WWE 2K25. Intergender matches are supported for nearly every match type, including 1v1, tag team, triple threat, battle royal, guest referee, underground, casket match, tournaments, and more. For tag team matches, you still have the ability to choose the traditional mixed match setup, but can also now add a regular 2v2 where the men and the women can battle it out in the ring without having to tag out to their respective partners. The inclusion of intergender match support also extends to some non-traditional parts of the game, such as championships. Custom championships can be set up to support both the men and women, so it can be put up in intergender title matches, which also includes the ability to set up intergender tag team titles. So if you want to create new intergender championships and crown Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest as champs, you can do that too. There are a couple of existing championships, such as the 24/7 up down down and the left right titles that will also support both divisions. So as we read for the intergender matchup part of this Ringside Report, it looks like you can now have two superstars that are male and female wrestlers, tag team champions, and you can also put those tag titles up against another set of mixed match tag partners in the game and defend those titles. That is a huge update when it comes to the mixed match tag setup. And also what I heard is that you can also create championships for the women's and the men's, and they can compete for that exact same title. That is another major W when it comes to that as well. Now let me know in the comment section down below, how often will you be playing the intergender match part of the game? I feel like I probably won't be playing it that much often, but I know I'm going to mess around with it, a couple of times in the game. But let's go ahead and move on in this Ringside Report with chain wrestling. So as you guys can see, it says chain wrestling returns. We have been hearing from many of our fans that there was a desire for chain wrestling to return to the WWE 2K franchise, and we're happy to announce it is indeed back. For the uninitiated, chain wrestling is a test of technical skills that often occurs at the start of 1v1 matches, with competitors trading holds back and forth to inflict damage and prove who is the most proficient wrestler. In WWE 2K25, wrestlers start the match with a chain wrestling buff, which will trigger the mechanic from a grapple. The chain wrestling minigame has been updated to provide more control. Each player will select the action they want to perform, such as a switch to a new hole, wrench in the current hole, or drive to the ropes. Then a hotspot minigame determines who will win the hole and perform their selected action. Chain wrestling won't occur in non-standard match type or in matches involving new giant archetype. It can also be customized in the gameplay settings. It is a highly requested addition in the gameplay experience that adds to the realism and authenticity of a WWE match. So as you guys can see, it looks like we will be having a new archetype in the game, which is called the Giant. So I am excited to see how that is going to play out. And we already knew about, chain wrestling from the previous games, but it is say it looks like we will be getting a different mini game throughout, grappling and all of that. And this is how it looks right here. So yeah, if you guys are excited for chain wrestling being brought back into these WWE 2K games, let me know in the comment section down below. But let's go ahead and switch over to another thing that was in this Ringside Report, which is alternate submission mini game is back. So it says, speaking of mini games, we're taking updated our submission mini games to offer an alternative to button mashing option. In WWE 2K25, you can now switch things up and use the slider-based mini game, which prompts players to use the left and right triggers to move the slide around the circle shown on the screen. Your opponent will, of course, try to move their slider out the way, while it's up to you to try to overlap it to either escape if you're on the receiving end or get them to tap out if you're on offense. The button mash option is still there, of course, for those that prefer that method. So from reading this, it looks like we will have two options. So if you like the button smashing option, that is still going to be in the game. But if you want to do the one from the previous 2K games, which is the slider option, that is in the game as well. And for me personally, I'm going with the slider option because I just feel like that is more easier for me. And I don't want to tear up my controllers by clicking on these buttons to, try to escape some submission holds. Now, let's go ahead and move on to barricade climbing because this was in the Ringside Report as well. We already seen some glimpses of the barricade climbing throughout other creators' videos, so huge shout out to them. But it says, jumping off things is always a fun visual, and this year's we're adding a few extra wrinkles to this part of the game. Over the years, we've seen WWE superstars such as Kofi Kingston make use of barricades around the ring to gain heightened advantages and launch themselves at their opponents for an area assault. And while we're giving the players the ability to use them to throw or slam their foes onto them, this year we're taking it a step further or higher. In this case, a variety of barricade styles are supported, and you'll now be able to climb on top and pull off a move depending on the moveset of the superstar you have chosen or how you've customized your dives. You can even walk along the barricade like a balance beam to set up your dive. Similar to the top rope, the barricade can be climbed facing forward or backwards. When standing below an opponent who is on the barricade, players can perform a new contextual attack to bring them crashing down to ringside. Some of these attacks can transition into carry, allowing you to pull someone off of the barricade and then slam them into the ring post or onto the apron. Another new feature of barricades is the ability to damage the legs for those that have them. A strong Irish whip or an attack against those legs could cause them to break and pixelate. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. So it looks like when it comes to the barricade climbing, there is a lot of things you can do with that. It says you can attack your superstar while they're standing on top of it. You can pick them up and put them in a carry position and then just slam them down. You can even damage the legs, which we've seen in previous videos throughout the week. So this is what you need to know, and this is what we're going to be doing a lot in WWE 2K25 when it comes to that barricade. So I am excited to play around with this and attack my opponents on the barricade because I want to see damage to my opponent. But let's go ahead and talk about the next thing, which is ladder match updates. Now when I read this one, there is a lot of excitement when it comes to this. So now it says, ladder matches, known for their high stakes and high levels of mayhem, have received some updates in WWE 2K25 as well. In WWE 2K25, we have completely redesigned the mini game in a way that better captures tension and drama of a typical ladder match. This new mini game is broken down into multiple stages, with each new stage bringing the player one step closer to victory. As part of the mini game, players are prompted to press a series of buttons before the timer expires, succeed and move on to the next stage. While failure will send you back to the beginning, and in all new twists, players can continue playing the game while hanging from the prize. To start, there is a new mini game when reaching for the briefcase that will now prompt players to press corresponding buttons before the timer runs out, with all new animations. In addition, players who find themselves hanging from the object above the ring while the ladder has fallen down can still attempt to win the match. Lastly, adding to the fun, finishers and signatures can now be activated from the top of the ladder for superstars who have those as part of their moveset from the top rope. Eddie Guerrero, for instance, can do the frog splash, while Macho Randy Savage can pull off the big elbow or double axe hammer from the top of the ladder. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like ladder matches has got a huge update in the game this year. I'm excited to play ladder matches because of all of this. And just think of, you can now go back into doing finishers off top of the ladder. So you can do, if you want to download a Jeff Hardy, you can do the Swanton Bomb. It's just going to make the match feel more, interesting and even more funner. And with the new mini game when it comes to the ladder matches, it sounds right and good as well. Think about it now. Superstars that are hanging onto the briefcase while the ladder has fallen, they won't just fall down anymore. They will still have a chance to pull that briefcase down or championship to win the match. So yeah, I'm excited for ladder matches this year because what I just read sounds very interesting. Now up next, let's go ahead and talk about this third person camera option. So it says, finally we have debut of the new third person camera in WWE 2K25 that opens up creative ways to experience gameplay. Whether you're a content creator or simply like to mix things up, the new camera control brings the game to life in a new way. When activated, players can control an over-the-shoulder camera that follows your chosen superstar where they go. With the right analog stick, you can rotate the camera around the superstar or angle it high or low. This can be accomplished both during an entrance, which will come up as an option once it begins, or during a match. As part of the presentation, you can either turn on the third person camera in the pause menu or before a match begins. This movement of the camera during a match can be pulled off at any time to perform an action using right stick, such as a pinfall or picking up your opponent. Simply hold the right trigger before flicking the analog stick. In practice, it's a really cool way to show off different angles and putting you in the director's chair of a show. We can't wait to see how players make use of it once the game is available. So we already knew about the third person camera when it comes down to, the entrances and, matches and all of that. We already seen some footage on that, so I'm not going to too much talk about it. But like I said, I'm excited for the third person camera and all the other camera angles in the game because I know I will be using that a lot. Now, last but not least, let's go ahead and talk about the last thing in this Ringside Report, which is AI settings for move sets. So it says the WWE 2K franchise has long featured deep customization of superstar moveset with hundreds of slots to assign strike, grapples, and dives for every situation. This year, WWE 2K25 takes this system a step further by empowering players to customize how and when AI perform their assigned moveset attacks. When viewing a move assignment and create a moveset, players will see a new option to edit the AI settings for that specific move. This allows you to adjust the priority, repetition, and timing settings for the attack. So for priority, it says this setting adjusts how likely AI will be to perform the move in general. When set to preferred, AI will have a higher chance of performing the attack. When set to favorite, AI will try their best to perform the move at least once during the match. Performing any setup necessary, the low and very low setting will deprioritize this move. For repetition, it says by default, AI tries not to repeat an attack too soon after it was performed. This setting modifies that behavior. For example, you can discourage any repeats at all or encourage AI to perform the attack multiple times in a row. For timing, it says this settings allow AI to be particular about the phase of the match in which a move should be performed. Some moves make more sense in the early phase of the match, while other moves should be saved until the late phase of the match when both superstars have been worn down. AI settings are available for over 150 moveset slots, including springboards, dives, and submission. Since AI settings are saved as part of moveset, they are fully supported by community creation. So there you go, community creations is back in 2K25 this year. And it also says we have so much more to talk about, but we'll save it for the upcoming Ringside Reports, which will cover different game modes, match types, and more, so stay tuned. So based off reading the moveset part of this Ringside Report, it seems like we can now customize how and when the AI can perform specific moves. Now this is huge when it comes to the AI because we already know from 2K24 AI was kind of off at the beginning. They did fix it like throughout some patches, but now it seems like we can actually customize some things and basically work the matches how we want to work it. So yeah, I'm excited for that as well. But like I said, the one thing that I am most excited for is the ladder match because I heard some great things with that one. The move sets, we can jump off top of the ladder, do finishers. We can, hang on to the briefcase in the championships while the ladder is down. It's just realism in the game. And realism make WWE 2K games fun and all of that. So yeah, I'm excited for that. And let me know in the comment section down below, are you excited for WWE 2K25? Will you buy the game? Now, if you don't want to buy the game, you want a chance to win it, all you have to do is subscribe to my channel and follow me on X because like I said, that is where I will be announcing the winner of the giveaway, which it will end on March 5th. But anyways, guys, it's been Blitz Action here, keep you guys posted on a lot of WWE 2K25 news, rumors, leaks, DLCs, as well as updates. If you did enjoy the video, make sure you go ahead and hit that like button for me. Also, subscribe to the channel as well if you are new. because it will help out with the channel a lot. But anyways, Blitz Action here, signing off, y'all. Peace.